The fact is, Fort McMurray looks like Hiroshima. Fort McMurray is a wasteland. The Indians up there and the native peoples are dying.
What a liar. It's a familiar narrative, though. Celebrity know-nothings fly up to Alberta using jet fuel, of course, to tell everyone how bad the oil sands are. Well, one man is sick of it, and he's taking on the Hollywood hypocrites in a form they know best.
Earth, home to more than 8.8 million species, a delicate system held precariously in balance. However, one species continuously tears things out of equilibrium, and one place is the epicenter of that destruction. One place violently destroying this essential, necessary balance. One place where by the age of 2 months, a child has inhaled enough toxic pollutants to reach the standard lifetime limits for cancer risk. Where greenhouse gas emissions are more than 10 times the national average. In a small community in northern Canada, one man has felt the sting from Los Angeles. Hi, my name's Tim Moen. I'm a proud resident and filmmaker from Fort McMurray in Alberta, Canada. Over the years, I've worked with celebrities and environmentalists who come to my community, and frankly, I'm getting tired of it. We've had enough of Hollywood in Fort McMurray. Now it's time to take Fort McMurray to Hollywood.
I love it. And now Tim Moen joins me from Edmonton. Tim, welcome back to the show. We talked to you when Neil Young was up there. He came to bury, not to praise. He did not come with an open mind. Tell me about that experience and how you've decided to push back.
Yeah, well, I mean, he came up and I was excited about the project because he was promoting this clean technology, this link volt. And I thought, okay, this is great. You know, we're kind of juxtaposing where we're at with industry, with where we're going, a cleaner future, because that's what we're doing at Fort McMurray. We're industry, we're building wealth, we're innovating, we have all this environmental consciousness up there. And in fact, right at the time that he came to Fort McMurray, we had Sustainable, this carnival that was run off green energy, used cooking oil. There was a solar-powered stage there I thought Neil could sing on and talk about where we're going into the future. In conjunction with Fort McMurray. He didn't want to see any of that. He just wanted to look at oil sands porn. He just wanted to look at all the ugly, all the nasty, try to find the ugliest bits of the community and focus on that. And then he went to Washington, D.C. and called Fort McMurray Hiroshima, said we're killing people, kind of used this hyperbolic rhetoric that was, you know, it sounded like he was talking about a Holocaust or something like that. And that opened my eyes to the fact that people aren't necessarily coming there to be informed, they're coming there to push a narrative, and they're using people there. They're using, you know, one First Nations lady complained to me that when Neil and Daryl showed up in their community, he was looking for dying Indians and dead animals, and she felt really put out by it. And so it's time to tell our story our way.
Isn't that the truth? That's amazing that he was literally saying, show me death and destruction. I don't want to see happiness. Now, if I recall our last interview, you also told me that you were under instructions not to show the diesel-powered chase vehicles that attended on this high-tech link volt. He's got this $1 million green car, but it doesn't really work that well. So it's followed by basically a bunch of mechanics and fixer-uppers, a pit crew, in a big diesel vehicle. Is that true? Am I getting the story right?
Well, it's he did have to, I think, trailer it for part of the way. I mean, more importantly, he has to truck the fuel in for that vehicle. It's only made in one plant in the United States, and so he needs diesel-powered trucks to bring him this clean fuel wherever he's at so we can talk about how clean he is. So, you know, we're just sick of the hypocrisy. These guys have giant carbon footprints, and, you know, it seems that they're okay with producing carbon emissions as long as they're doing it, as long as people are producing pomposity and condescension. Let's produce all the carbon we want. But as soon as we're producing anything good for the world, some energy that can pick people up out of the dirt of poverty and you know, their destitution, that's bad. We can't have that. It's only for the elite.
Well, now tell me more about your project. I remember our last conversation. I bet a lot of our viewers do too. And it's good to get a refresher on what motivated you. Tell me about the new project, and you're crowdsourcing this, which our viewers have helped with a few projects before. Tell me about the website that we can go to chip in. How much money are you trying to raise? What do you need the money for? What's your timeline? What's your budget? Give me some details like that.
Sure. So our goal is to raise $63,000. It's kind of symbolic of Highway 63. We think that's about the minimum we can make this movie for. We're hoping to make a lot more than that, of course. We are crowdsourcing it because this isn't a movie by the oil industry for the oil industry. This is a movie by the people for the people. And so we're looking for individual donations, people who believe in the message and want to promote our community's voice and give our community a platform to be loud and proud on the world stage. We want to shoot this film around March. We have some bits planned, hopefully around the Oscar week in March, and we want to film down there around that. We're going to bring them, you know, in an homage to Neil Young, we're going to bring down our own technology. I've got the smart car of the dog sled world so that they can get off the internal combustion engine. I've got I'm fabricating a carbon capture mask for joggers so that joggers don't have to contribute to global warming through their excess CO2 emissions. We've got oil sands reclamation technology so that they can get rid of all these mini tailings ponds that they call swimming pools that over 3,000 children die in each year in America. We need to get rid of this byproduct of Hollywood industrial excess and bring them some clean technology that my community produces. So we're going to bring them all these gags. And, but, you know, we're going to turn it to a more serious note because we want to model a Fort McMurray way forward, and we think that this judgmental, hypocritical, condescending attitude isn't going to get us to where we need to go. We need tangible results. So the goal of this film is to actually focus on things that are alive, things that are working, focus on solutions that are being generated in my community. And when I'm done poking fun of LA in kind of a lighthearted, satirical manner, my team is going to stop pointing the camera at the sewers and all the vice and smog and dirt and grime in LA, and we're going to focus on things that are beautiful there as well. I'm sure there's a community that's alive and well there and that are producing solutions, and I want to compare and contrast the beauty of both communities and kind of model a better line forward.
Tim,
so once we're done filming...
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Well, you know what, I want to be a part of it. Folks, I'd like to encourage you to crowdsource this. Unlike the anti-oil sands groups from the Rockefeller Brothers and Greenpeace, Tim's doing this from scratch. He's not getting the big billionaire foundation grants. Hey, Tim, I wish you good luck. And when you've got it ready, talk to us here at The Sun, because I'd love to see if we can buy a broadcast license, non-exclusive, that we can show the movie on the Sun News Network. I just get a feeling that it'll be right up the alley for our viewers. Can you keep me posted how the film goes as you move through production?
Absolutely. That's amazing. Thank you so much for that offer. It means a lot. Thanks for your support.
Tim, thanks for coming on the show, and you keep fighting for freedom and the kind of ethical oil that Alberta's famous for. More Source coming up after the break.